Welcome everybody to the first ever Legends of Super Flarrow after talk thing. We're gonna find a better freaking name for it.
The Legend of Super Flarrow after talk thing is kind of.
Yep, that's sure. That's a grabbing title. Everybody's gonna want to click on it. Anyway, it's basically exactly what it sounds like from that title, where we sit down after the week is over and talk about everything's Arrowverse, Arrow and its spin-offs, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, hence Legends of Super Flarrow. Now that you know why we're called what we're called, let's get into the thing. The only things that have started this week so far are Flash and Arrow. Supergirl and Legends aren't starting again until next week. So we're just going to talk about Flash and Arrow because the other ones weren't on. Can't talk about the other things when they're not on. I mean, you could, but...
What's the point?
What's the point? You're just lying to people about things that didn't happen. Anyway, first up, Flash. If you didn't watch Flash premiered with season 3 in Flashpoint, which, if you don't know, comics was basically the storyline where the Flash gets fed up with life in general, goes back in time, stops his mom from getting murdered, and it in the comics takes away it makes him where he never gets his powers, and then just all hell breaks loose on Earth. There's a huge war between Aquaman and Wonder Woman and their respective races, and it's just this huge big thing. In Arrowverse, Flash is a little bit different. Kid Flash is there. He finds out later in the episode it's Wally West. Before I get further into that, I need to tell you guys, we are going to be talking pretty in depth about these shows. Spoiler warning. I want to say post-mortem, but nobody's dead.
Well, you said it early. It's not like we're like, oh, this thing happened. Oops, sorry.
Right. Before I get further into this, though, yes, very much spoilers in this show. I'll probably put a spoiler warning at the beginning of it, so this is all moot. Anyway, so yeah, finds out later that it's Barry, not Barry, he's Barry. That it's
Wally.
Wally West, who is Kid Flash in the comics. So we should have already known that, which we did. But yeah, he's Kid Flash fighting another speedster, and for some freaking reason has his powers.
I was dumbfounded when that happened.
Yeah, he's like working up the courage to ask Iris out, and then he like shakes his head and is like, all right, and then zooms away, and we're like, what?
No.
Let me tell you why you're wrong. But yeah, so that whole thing happens, and then Wally gets hurt in a fight against the rival. The rival is what they've named this speedster. He demasks himself and says his name, but nobody freaking cared. What his name was. Anyway, gets hurt in a fight. Joe, who earlier in the episode is all like, I'm not your friend, you don't know me, because Barry would never lived with him because his parents are alive, shoots the guy. He's like, hey, Joe, your Kid Flash. And he's like, oh, my boy. And then they take him back, sees he's not healing. Barry's all like, I gotta fix things, please, Reverse Flash, kill my mom. And then he does that, and then everything is fixed, or so we think. So before we talk about the end of the episode, what do you think about that part of the episode as a whole? Opening statements about the episode.
Well, to be honest, I was kind of disappointed when it first started, because I was like, I realized pretty quick, crap, this is one episode. But the more I thought about it, it makes sense, because you can't stretch something like that into multiple episodes, because he starts losing his memories, and they start being replaced, and who knows maybe he would have lost his powers. I don't know. You can't really stretch that into like multiple things, because you're gonna run into problems.
Yeah.
So I understand that. I even thinking more about how he didn't like how they gave him his speed. He's already lost his speed once before. So I mean, it kind of would have been pointless to have him lose his speed again and go through the whole thing. I mean, it would have been cool to see him try to like go through the process, you know, especially since they didn't have that like Batman character to help him with this. But I mean, they would have found something else.
Right. And this is something that I thought they were going to do from the beginning. I thought this was going to be, because we know that all the shows are going to cross over at episode 8. I thought this was going to last until then, and the crossovers was going to be fixing Flashpoint. And like maybe the first 7 episodes of Arrow was just going to be catching up to the point of Barry going back in time to save his mom. And I thought they were going to make episode 8 fixing Flashpoint. In the Flash, they were going to make like in the Flashpoint comics, Bruce is the one that dies. His mom becomes the Joker, and his dad Thomas becomes Batman. So Thomas Wayne is Batman. You know, Barry goes and is like, Bruce, 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 and Thomas is like, why did you say that name? And in a whole Batman v Superman Martha situation. And yeah, and so I thought what they could have done with Arrow, since they can't use Batman IPs, they could have made Robert Queen survive Lian Yu and become the Green Arrow, and have, you know, do the same thing where he's going to the Arrow Cave and being like, Oliver, 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 and Robert just be like, what did you do? And then, you know, same thing. Have him be, since Arrow has already had so many Batman villains anyway, and is already pretty much Batman, like, might as well, like, yeah, they could have made him the Batman character, and I thought they were going to do that. And there's a lot they could have done. I, from the very beginning, was curious of what is going to be the Earthly Crisis. What is going, because they don't have Aquaman and Wonder Woman. What is going to be the earth-shattering crisis that makes him need to fix things? And what I have written on my paper, and what we kind of all agree to a point, was that it was too soon. It was too soon to use Flashpoint, and to even call it, like you were saying, they shouldn't have called it that. They could have came back, revisited it, not called it Flashpoint, and revisited that idea later when they have more characters to work with, when they have a better story progression to work with. They wasted what is my favorite Flash story arc, and one of my favorite DC of all time story arcs.
I do get why they called it Flashpoint, because people would have figured it out anyways. Like, the minute he went back and was like, gotta save my mom, people are like, at least I was like, oh crap, they're doing Flashpoint. But
right. No, yeah, it was me, you, and Tyler was exactly, that was our mindset, and Michael probably too. I don't know how well he knows comics, if he knew that. I don't remember talking to him about it.
Yeah.
But it was like, immediately it was like, oh great, they're doing Flashpoint. What's going to change? Because everybody else was already like, oh, what's going to be different now? Like, when they were hyping it. But they didn't call it Flashpoint until they had the Reverse Flash be like, I think we should call it Flashpoint.
Roll credits.
But yeah, I feel like they wasted Flashpoint. And, like, you brought up a good point when we were kind of going through this, going through the talking points. They did the best with what they had. And something in that, I feel like they launched something, and we'll talk about in our speculation section for Flash. But I feel like they wasted the Flashpoint story arc, but the repercussions of it are going to be beneficial and worth using up the Flashpoint story arc.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, closing thoughts on it before we go to the final, the repercussions and
really
stuff.
Really quick, one random thing that I kind of wish they would have done. I'm a big fan of Leonard Snart, Captain Cold. I kind of wish Citizen Cold would have been a thing. Just seeing as a hero, like that snarky guy as a hero, just like, I mean, why not? I'm just here.
We kind of got him as a hero in Legends.
But, I mean, it would have been kind of nice, that one-shot thing.
He's going to come back, though.
I know.
But as a villain again. Anyway. Okay. So, yeah. Moving on. Closing things. The episode ended with Reverse Flash being like, all right, everything's the same. Or is it? Haha, see you soon, Flash. Leaves. So, he's like, what does that mean? He goes inside, hugs Wally, because Wally was going to die in the thing that he fixed. And was all like, you know, yeah, I'm glad to be here. You guys are great. I feel close to my parents because I hugged them one last time. All this stupid sappy stuff. And he looks around and he's like, where's Iris? And Joe's like, that ain't funny, man. In like the tough cop way.
Yeah, and walks away.
And then Wally's like, bruh, you know they don't talk. And everyone's like, oh crap, what?
Literally thought she was dead before he said the whole no talking thing. Like,
I'm gonna chalk that up to grief, and then walks away. We're both like,
oh god,
what did you do? No, but then he's like, yeah, you know they don't talk. And we're like, oh, thank God. Who cares if they don't talk? She's not dead. Even though in season 1 we both kind of wish she would die. That's besides the point. She's not dead now because character development and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, obviously changing, like doing that and then coming back and the Reverse Flash being you get to be the hero this time, and being the one who fixes it, things are different. They're all, the same but different. And you mentioned it has small repercussions in the Arrowverse, or in Arrow, in the show Arrow. Obviously, Flash is the Arrowverse, but you said it might have small repercussions in Arrow. Nothing that'll affect their main story arcs, but just like small things.
Well, see, we don't know yet. Like, because of this happened, it could do anything. People who were dead before could now be alive. Like,
to a point.
I really don't know that much. I think they're keeping kind of like hush hush about like what all it's gonna be, but it might be more than what I'm expecting, because I expected there to be like, I mean, I know they had to do something because they are connected. They can't deny that they're connected.
Right.
But I mean, it'd be kind of cool to see them bring someone back from the dead again. No Lazarus Pit. So this is kind of like
right. Maybe that's I don't know. That can be a separate speculation for a different day. maybe that's what sparks the whole.
Yeah, revelation.
What if it made Damien Dark not be dead, and that's how it sparks the whole thing with Damien Dark and Captain Cold and Malcolm Merlyn and that whole thing?
See, I wasn't even questioning that, because I'm just like, Damien Dark is so like whatever anyways, where I'm like, I'm sure they can explain it in some way somehow. Damien Dark's just there all the time.
Yeah, he was in Legends when it was like the 1960s.
See, that's
buying
what I was thinking,
nuclear war.
Because it's a time thing, just all this time stuff's happening. It could have been a past version of Damien Dark that he just happened to.
That's fair.
Show up somewhere.
I just put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. That in the 60s or whatever time era that Legends was in, Damien Dark was buying nuclear warheads. And then, the whole season finale of Arrow last season. Anyway, before we get too far off topic.
Right.
Repercussions. Obviously, we're speculating in the entire Arrowverse on the repercussions that Flashpoint can have. And the joke question we have is, if you watched the episode, why did the Reverse Flash lose his beard? Because he had a beard when he was locked in that cage for however long. And then he just drops
Barry off. And then no beard. I was like, okay, did he just like pick Barry up? He had a razor in one hand. It's just, I gotta look good. This is my return. No beard.
I don't get it. Maybe in the act of like making his past self disappear and killing his mom again, it just like made the beard disappear. He's like, I never went back in time and sat in that cage or whatever. Beard gone. I don't know.
Either way. Oh, do you know? Well, one repercussion kind of. Legend of Tomorrow. They have to like fix this because obviously it's gonna cause like a huge time anomaly. So.
Right.
That's one thing that can kind of get them going. At least I would assume so.
But the JSA though, I thought it was like the whole Rex Tyler thing is gonna kick them off.
Well, yeah. Oh crap! I forgot about that. Well, yeah. I mean, it has to be brought up eventually. Like Rip Hunter's gonna find out.
I'm sure that the whole. I'm sure that like episode 8, the crossover is going to.
Your idiot friend did a thing, and now we have to go fix it.
Because my thought is too is this whole thing could start the rift that brings Supergirl's world into the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
Because. Yeah, like bringing her to the CW doesn't magically make Supergirl part of the Arrowverse. Barry had to jump universes to get to her. So, like, how is she gonna meet, Arrow and everybody else and that whole thing unless something happens and rips everything apart? Mm-hmm. And I would not imagine them not bringing Harrison Wells back along with Jesse, making Jesse actual Jesse Quick.
Jesse, I don't care. Harrison, totally, yeah.
It's just like with speedsters and stuff. I don't see them not bringing back Jesse Quick.
I feel like they have like a lot of speedsters, like a lot of speedsters.
Yeah, but half of them are dead.
Well, one of the new villains this season is going to be another speedster.
That's fair, right? Because at the end of the episode 2, the dude who was the speedster that was the rival got woken up by alchemy. That was another thing that I don't even want to speculate on.
I think this.
Well, you think he is alchemy?
No. I thought of something else, but
okay, speculate. This is platform. Do
it's an Arrow speculation. It's not a Flash speculation.
Okay, so you're just holding on to it.
I did some homework. I was reading up, so I'm gonna hold on to this.
Okay. Just put that in her pocket. So yeah, repercussions. Things are gonna.
I mean, also going back to speedsters, there is a chance that Wally could become Kid Flash at some point.
Right. That was one of the things that I thought that it was gonna kickstart is because when Barry got his powers back. This is why I think Jesse could come back as actual Jesse Quick, they got hit by the wave that made Barry go into the Speed Force back in season 2.
Right.
When he was trying to get his powers back. So it was like, they have the Speed Force in them. We already know that. That's how, when Barry touched Jesse, she woke up. Mm-hmm. Like, we know that both of them have the Speed Force in them. So it's just a matter of, like, actually, and that's probably what's going to give Barry the idea of Kid Flash. Be like, oh, let's make this suit. You're Kid Flash, and Wally's gonna hate it, and it's gonna be a thing.
It's gonna be a thing.
It's gonna be great. But yeah, I think that was my final speculation on that.
That was something funny. So isn't in Young Justice, aren't Kid Flash and Artemis together?
Yeah.
Guess who may be an Arrow now?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we already know. I don't know if they're going to call her Artemis, but whatever.
I don't see how they couldn't. Although, it's going to be weird. Oh, no, she's not. Well, it is going to be weird if, like, they make this wild dog guy Sportsmaster, which he looks like Sportsmaster.
Oh, God, I didn't even think of that. I was too busy focusing on how much you look like Casey Jones that I was just like...
Because Sportsmaster is Artemis' dad.
Well, I mean, technically, in some point in the comics, Felicity is freaking Ronnie... forget his last name.
Machin?
Mom. No, not Ronnie Machin. Caitlin's Ronnie. Firestorm Ronnie.
Oh!
Yeah.
Why don't I know his last name?
Yeah. Ronnie.
Doesn't matter. Just the Ronnie.
It doesn't matter, but Ronnie, yeah. In some comic thing I read once, Felicity Smoke is Ronnie's mother, but...
Anyway, that's not a thing.
There's picking names. It doesn't matter.
Let's move on to Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow.
Because we've talked Flash to death anyway. And already started talking about Arrow. Moving on to actually talking about Arrow. Recap of Arrow. You can do the recap. I did the recap for Flash.
If I remember.
Okay.
So Oliver has assumed his duties as mayor. He's a crap mayor because he's still trying to be Green Arrow, of course. And that's kind of like taking priority. This guy comes to Tobias Church, and there's corrupt cops. It's a whole thing. That's what I'm saying. I kind of, get lost in the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Tobias Church is going to be the new villain this season, presumably. He kidnaps Oliver and a bunch of other people while they're dedicating a statue of Black Canary. Oliver gets loose. Thea is set on being retired. Oliver finds another guy trying to be a vigilante. He doesn't really approve. Felicity thinks it's a good idea for him to assemble a new team, even gives him some ideas. He's still against it.
One of those ideas being, I don't even freaking remember her name. The girl who was pretending to be Black Canary.
Her name's Evelyn Sharp.
Evelyn Sharp.
Yes.
Who was pretending to be Black Canary after Laurel died.
Mm-hmm. And then the guy that he put an arrow through his knee at the beginning.
The guy who... I used to be a vigilante like you, and then I took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, that guy.
The guy who looks like Sportsmaster.
Yeah. Quentin Lance is back in town. Got back on the drunk train.
Because Donna Dark, what? Donna dumped him.
Donna dumped him, so he has nobody except for his daughter that's off who knows where with...
Because a drunk needs a reason to be sober and fresh out.
So, I mean, eventually he comes around, he's helping Oliver, later in the episode.
Gives him a list of people, cops he can trust.
Cops that he can trust. Oliver ends up assembling a task force of...
As mayor.
Anti-crime task force made up of these good cops that Quentin has given him the names of. Flashbacks this season are in Russia. He had to learn Russian eventually, so here we are.
And he had to join the Bratva.
And the Bratva.
Because in season 1, he was using the Bratva a lot.
We see his friend Anatoly come back from whatever season that was where they're on the ship with Slade.
Probably season 2.
I don't remember. Anyways.
Did they get... I don't freaking remember.
Anyways, the Oliver long hair is back, which...
he had to... Okay,
I mean,
the beard he can grow quickly.
He had to have the long hair.
But he had to start
because when they found him on
back.
the island, and this is the final year of the flashbacks before he gets saved, so... There we go.
Right.
Oh, the reason being he's in Russia, he made a promise to that one girl on the island whose name I also forget.
There is corruption in Russia. I have statue, I am angry. I kill things. That lady.
Right. So he has now gone to Russia to kill Oh man.
Constantine something.
Constantine.
I just remember his name's
something
Constantine.
With the K. I remember. That's all I remember too.
Constantine McRussia face.
Not John Constantine, but another Constantine.
Who I thought he was talking about at first. I was like, why are you trying to? Wait, no, that's Constantine's that guy's last name. Constantine is this Russian guy's first name. It's very confusing.
Right. I feel like I was all over the place. Is there anything?
You hit the main points, even if they didn't happen in that order.
I was all over the place. I needed.
You're
yeah.
good. You're good. Episode. Look. So basically, like, corrupt cops go in on a drug deal, shoot up some people. Tobias Church comes in and is all like, "I'm a big fat black guy, and you should be afraid of me. You're not gonna shoot me, because if you do, you have a short lifespan." Yeah.
You're switching accents like no
I
other
don't know
right
why
now.
I went to Russian again. He puts on brass knuckles, beats the crap out of the guy, and licks it, and then everybody's supposed to be afraid of him. It's a whole thing. And then at the end of the episode, he brings up a bunch of like crime boss people and is like, "You need a leader, and I'm gonna be that guy because I'm big and scary."
And
for some reason.
he means business. He kills one of them.
He's like, "I'm already inside." What do you mean? He nods the guy behind him. Guy shoots him with a shotgun.
Side note: the guy who shot, I felt like kind of looks like he'd be Damien Dark's brother. Just
the guy he shot was in season 1. He's one of the people in the Notebook.
I know, that's what he said. He said, "Isn't it what's her name? The Huntress's dad or something?"
Why did they bring back the Huntress? Because this dude.
Oh, God.
What if the season finale is just the Huntress comes back and anticlimactically kills Tobias Church?
That's the end. That's the end.
My name is the Huntress. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Shoots him. Roll credits.
And Oliver's just standing there like...
I don't kill anymore, except for those 7 people in episode 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's killing again.
Oh, right. He's killing again. He's like, "I'm sorry, but nobody can know my secret." Thea sees it and is all pissed off. So yeah, that's a recap. We both think Tobias Church is lame.
Yeah. Because if you have a guy like Damien Dark who has all this magic and whatnot, and
I am magical. The arrow literally can't do anything to me because I catch his arrows and throw them back at him. I am all powerful because I blew up a freaking city, and now I have unlimited power, and now I'm gonna nuke the world.
That took 1 million people to take down, and it took them all till the end of the season, of course. But I mean, and then you have this guy who's just a guy.
He's just a big fat black man.
Well, I mean, he's seemingly just a guy. There could be more to him that they haven't revealed yet.
Possibly. Okay, I'll give you that.
But he's just a guy who has a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's
like, he would have been good after Malcolm Merlyn. Like, even though, yeah, Malcolm Merlyn wanted to destroy the city, but look what Malcolm Merlyn had to do in order to do that. Like, this whole thing. Like, you could have did that after Ra's al Ghul. Yeah, but again, look at the people that they had behind them. Again, Tobias Church is one of these people. He's like, he knows how to play the mind games, and he's bringing in these people, and it's going to be every crime organization in the city. Okay, Damien Dark did everything he did by himself. Like, I don't care if you know how to get inside of an organization and have... You could have Hitler and Stalin and all of these, like, the combined power of every freaking army on the planet, and I'm not going to be as scared of you as I was of Damien Dark, because Damien Dark did it by himself. This guy they really have to, like... They really have to do something to make this guy look like anything other than... The arrow going, "Hey Barry, can you just like get this guy real quick?" Because Barry couldn't do that to Dark.
Yeah.
I mean, he might have kind of could, but at the same time, like, still would have had trouble. Where now it's like, no matter what, there's going to be something where he could call somebody and be like, "Hey, could you just do this thing real quick? I kind of need to be the mayor." Okay, cool. And then, no more Tobias Church. Like, they need to do something that doesn't make me question, why don't they just do this? Why don't they just do this? Which I kind of did at the end of season 4, where I'm like, okay, couldn't Barry do something about these? Like, it's gonna blow up the entire planet. Why are you not getting Barry involved in that?
Then again, it is like Barry has his own problems to deal with. I mean, no, it would take like literally 2 seconds for him to like run over there, do whatever, and get back. But
which in most situations I agree. But again, at the end of season 4, like, oh, I'm sorry, he killed your dad and wants to take over a city. This guy's gonna nuke the planet.
Right.
What?
You don't have
That's your city is in the planet.
The planet's gone. Yeah.
Anyway. Other big thing to talk about in the episode would be the new team. which throughout the episode and in the trailers looking at the series, because in the middle of the episode, what's his name? Curtis gets attacked, also wants to be trained. So we know that these three people, Evelyn Sharp, probably as Artemis, Wild Dog,
whose name I actually, again, with the names, forget the name.
Sportsmaster Casey Jones, Arrow in the Knee guy.
Wild Dog and
Curtis are going to be being trained throughout the series as the new team. I'm looking forward to it, honestly. I'm
curious to see where it goes. Like I said, never really been a fan of Artemis. I don't know why, even though, like, watching Young Justice, I was like, crap, I don't want to like you. I'm like, yeah, I was like, crap, I'm kind of like her. Maybe if I saw more, I'd actually like her, but whatever. I'm not a fan of Evelyn Sharp herself, because the whole thing with the Black Canary, I'm like, really? Like...
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I get that...
Yeah, the comic book idea of Artemis you're a fan of, but as Evelyn Sharp as her,
and like I said, I think it said when they cast her that she was Artemis, so I think it has been confirmed that that's where they're going with that.
Right.
But also, oh God, please don't use the outfit from Young Justice. That outfit is bad.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
They might though.
But it's dumb. Either way, whatever. If she looks stupid, I'm not gonna give a crap.
They use the Young Justice and comic book suit of Kid Flash.
Right.
And you said that looked dumb too.
Either way.
I'm
just not a fan of yellow being the main color. Anyways, that doesn't matter. Curtis Hull, I'm a big fan of being a part of the team.
Yeah.
Like, actually training. I really like Curtis. I think the character's awesome. He's funny. He's really cool. Awesome.
Yeah. The reason I'm looking forward to it is because we got a little bit of a taste of it when he trained Roy Harper. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to that dynamic of... I'm looking forward to the dynamic of people training under people who don't know next to nothing, training under Oliver, as well as kind of a Young Justice-y feel of the three of them having a dynamic together out in the field when they get to that point. I'm really looking forward to having a new team. Oliver getting to go do his mayoral duties and still be Green Arrow. But then the team...
Can we have a training montage where it says, I'll make a man out of you? And it's them, like, jumping up in buildings.
Oh, man. I swear, if at any point in the season, or if they had to do it at the beginning, if Oliver walks in to the three of them in the Arrow Cave and says, all right, let's get down to business, I will turn it off. And I'm done.
No, the pun that I'm waiting for is a take me to church joke. Like, because it's Tobias Church.
Oh.
So it's like... Yeah.
Oliver gets captured again. Just take me to church. Something about a knife. I don't know the lyrics
of
that song.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't really like that. The team. Wild Dog, I'm not really sure how to feel yet because we haven't really seen much of him.
Right.
And I'm not really familiar with his character. I think he is a comic book character, but I'm not really too familiar.
Probably, yeah. I don't know.
If I read up on him, it was a while ago, so I don't exactly remember. I feel like I was going to say something else. Oh, the whole I'll make a man out of you thing. I actually thought of that, like, a while ago when he was first training, like, Roy. I'm like, what if he trained, like, Roy and Ray and whatever, Laurel or somebody, and then that's all I pictured, like...
Be pretty great.
Yeah, it would.
With Thea as the Mulan character, like back in season 2 or whatever, or like season 3 or whatever. That would have been a great thing they could have done. Like even as like a joke thing that Stephen Amell put on Facebook. Like
I mean, somebody's probably on YouTube gonna make some like cut of all the training scenes and just set it to that music. And there we go.
I'd be alright with that. Mm-hmm. I'd be alright with like possibly making that. Anyway. I don't have the skills to make that. If I did, it'd already be done. Right. Go ahead.
Are we talking about the team still? Or
We can, if you have stuff you need to say about it.
I don't think I had anything else on the team.
Okay. Is there anything else? I didn't write anything else down other than Church and the new team. What do you have to say about the episode itself?
It was a decent setup. Like,
yeah.
I think it was a decent first episode to kind of like get things going.
Yeah.
Other side point, Felicity has a boyfriend.
Right, who is one of the cops in like the very beginning of the episode when they're doing the rundown of the crime scene after Tobias Church beats the crap and licks the blood. Mm-hmm. Beats the crap out of the guy. Doesn't beat crap. He beat the crap and licked the... Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, beats crap out of the guy, licks the blood off his hands.
He looks like he could be like a CSI.
He's talking to the captain.
Right.
As they're walking the crime scene. I didn't really want to hit on this too much because I don't want to be one of those people who, like, talks about the relationship and has that, like... Because that's not really the main point here. But,
right.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where that's going.
I'm not. I'm so sick of that drama. You know what? It's just gonna cause. It. Yeah.
No, they don't need to date anybody. It doesn't matter.
Here's the thing. Because.
Actually, okay.
It's Felicity's turn. So Oliver kept giving his mom the benefit of the doubt. Diggle kept giving Andy the benefit of the doubt. She's gonna keep giving him the benefit of the doubt, and he's gonna be a dirty cop.
Whatever. I'm just hoping Oliver doesn't get too, like, petty about it.
He won't.
Because he's going to get jealous, I
really
think,
hope he doesn't.
Because he was really sad. I mean, I really hope they didn't write it that way because it doesn't need to be done. Like, he has more things to worry about than his relationship with someone where he knows where they both stand on both sides of it. So, whatever. Crap, I had something...
Something boyfriend related?
No, it was about the team, actually. Going back to that really quick. Do you feel like it'd be bad if they put too much focus on this new team instead of, like, already established characters?
I don't think so. I think that's going to be one of the major focuses throughout the season's arc. Is going to be... While Tobias Church is setting up his team and his organization to take down the Arrow setting up his new team and this new dynamic of 3 new people training under them, going out in the field and making mistakes and doing that whole thing. I think they can do it well.
Yeah.
You know, not to say that they had any success with Legends. We all know how that went. It was a kind of shaky first season.
Do you just mean because they have so many characters and it's kind of rough to keep up with like character growth and dynamic of so many characters?
Character development was difficult in Legends of Tomorrow, and in a way that I feel it will do better in season 2 because the bird people left, one of them's dead, and did you forget?
I was so focused on Kendra and Carter, so I was like, Carter's back. He's not dead anymore.
Yeah,
and then I forgot my fave.
Right, yeah.
Captain Cold. But I mean, he's not really dead. But whatever. Well, he's dead, but he's coming back at some point.
And they're doing a thing.
They're doing a thing.
It's cool. But so it's like, I mean, at that point, other than Rip, they're left with 3 people out of the 7 or however many they had.
Yeah.
Too many. So again, it's the leader and 3 people, and I don't know what they're doing with this JSA thing and the whole thing that they're doing with that, and they can be making the same mistakes because I know that they're gonna have a whole team for JSA, but they already have established characters plus the new characters. I feel like they can do better in season 2.
We just got on a Legends tangent, but
a little bit. It's fine.
It's all right. We're cool.
But
it's still part of the Legends of Super Flarrow. It works.
Right. It's speculation into a show that we're going to be talking about on this podcast anyway. But yeah, with a new team and putting focus on people and like character development on new people, you already have a sort of character development on Evelyn Sharp, and Curtis. I feel like the only brand new character is Wild Dog in getting his backstory and that whole thing.
I'm gonna feel really dumb if Sharp's not her last name because I keep saying that, but like
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure her first name's Evelyn too. That'd be embarrassing if I got that wrong.
It's just both of them are wrong. Like her name's like Gwyneth Snart. Snart. I threw names out there. I don't know Gwyneth either, except Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah. Well, okay, someone I think. Like, Stephen Amell got asked, I think, at some point, like, people were voicing their concerns about, like, scrapping the old Team Arrow and, like, being so focused on the new Team Arrow that they're not focusing on anyone else anymore, and he said that's not the case. Like, the main characters from before are still getting, like, more, like, story, like, built in. You're still, you know...
Okay. So we're gonna keep, like, be kept up on
everyone
Diggle.
Else. Yeah.
Thea's still in town and helping Oliver do his mayor duties.
So it's not like they're just like abandoning everybody. Like, nope, new cast, here we go. But it's...
Right. Well, I mean, because you look at original Team Arrow, Felicity's still there as Overwatch. Thea's still helping him as mayor. The only one that was like dropping off, but looks like he's going to be regularly talking to as a mentor is Diggle. And we already kind of saw where he's at in a bunker in some random location that we don't know about. We gave our speculation on the new team and how that's going to go, which, again, I'm a fan of, and I feel like they could do really well. Church and his crime organization, because we mentioned how at the end he brings everything together. Speculations. I don't even know how to start speculating on that.
On Tobias Church?
On Tobias Church and what he's doing. Like, his plans and how he's got all the crime organizations.
I don't know
in the
either.
city
I
together.
don't know what he could be planning to do. My tangent isn't really Tobias. Not a tangent. I have something that I want to speculate on, but it's not
Gotcha. Okay.
Tobias Church related.
So it's a miscellaneous.
Well, not really miscellaneous. We talked about how Tobias Church we felt like was kind of
lackluster
a lackluster villain.
Compared to Dark.
The end of the episode, that archer who came and shot.
I forgot about that.
Yes, the archer who came and shot one of the cops who were on Quentin Lance's good cop list.
Right. One of the 4.
I did some digging about him.
Oh, good.
He is apparently called Prometheus. I should have known that if I would have read up or watched a trailer, because they were already calling him Prometheus. I did some comic research. This was interesting thing that I found out. Apparently in some comic thing, I forget which one it was, he worked with Dr. Alchemy, who is the main villain of The Flash.
Right.
So I don't know if they're going to tie that in somehow, or if it's just going to be random, because like the Prometheus that they have in the show is very like loosely based on what they have in the comics.
Okay.
So they're not like adapting him from, he's not really related. They're kind of doing their own thing with him.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna.
Do we know? I only know about the episode 8 4-part crossover. Is there gonna be other crossovers throughout the season in any of the other shows?
I mean, they could. They have done where they just like appeared. You know, they've done random crossovers without actually calling it a crossover with like a huge.
Gotcha.
Thing.
Like in season whatever that was of Arrow, where Barry shows up at the beginning to help them break out of the demon place. What's the name of where the League of Shadows meets?
Isn't it the League of Assassins?
Whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
League of Shadows.
League of Shadows is what they called in Batman Begins, I think, because they didn't say League of Assassins. It's Nanda Parbat.
Yeah, that's the one.
It took.
I kept wanting to say Lian Yu, and I was like, no, that's the Purgatory Island.
I didn't think I was gonna get it, but yeah, Nanda Parbat.
Nanda Parbat. Right, when Flash breaks him out of Nanda Parbat. I didn't know, because I didn't know if later in his series with Prometheus and Alchemy, if they're gonna have a 2-part just Arrow and Flash crossover.
Are you familiar with Prometheus? Like,
I remember him as a villain. I don't remember him with Dr. Alchemy, but I remember the name and I remember him in.
Apparently,
something.
he was in some like Justice League, something called Justice League Cry for Justice, and like he ripped Roy Harper's arm off or something.
Oh right, which is because that's a.
I knew that was a thing.
Yeah,
but I don't. Yeah.
That's probably why I know the name.
Also, I read that apparently Prometheus has ties to Oliver in some way, and he holds some sort of grudge. I think they meant against Oliver, but I don't know where they're going with that.
So he's probably going to be somebody from Russia. Because every year, something exactly 5 years... Like the stupid freaking shark thing... The proverb that he told Lance was the same proverb that Antonio tells him.
No, that's not his name.
That's not his name. Anatoly. The Russian version of Antonio. Right, he's in Russia, not Italy.
We gotta get better at this name thing. Like,
we just need to have a character list in front of us before we do this.
Right.
No, but yeah, Anatoly. Yeah, he's all like, I've been thinking about this Russian proverb that I heard exactly 5 years ago. Showed up in my time hop. No, but like, it's always like exactly 5 years ago.
Right.
The John Constantine episode, exactly 5 years ago, John Constantine did this whole, gave him the tattoo thing.
Well, I mean, they gotta explain some of that. I mean, it's just like little, like, no, I mean, I don't really care how he got all his tattoos and scars, but it is kind of interesting when they actually
Right.
show it, like the giant shark bite or whatever it was,
Yeah.
like on his side. It's like, that's a scar. How'd you get that?
But it's just like the storytelling is very convenient, where it's like, oh, that was relevant exactly 5 years ago.
I know, it is kind of funny.
Oh, I've been back for 3 years. Yeah. Funny thing about the number 3, I knew about that. Three years into my journey.
He keeps a journal, and it's like what year it is. So then he's like, okay, these are all the references I can make this year. This is all the references I can I have to tie it in somehow this year.
Oh, man. But, like that to me is a little... Like, I get storytelling why they have to do that, but it's like, it's very convenient. Like, him going to the... That was China, right? When he went to China? Was that China? The first time he left the island?
I need more context. Yeah, because they...
I couldn't remember if it was China or Japan.
I think... Yeah, it was China. Because... Now you're making me think it's Japan. I'm pretty sure it was China because they picked him up and, like, Was it Amanda Waller who picked him up and told him to go do a thing?
Right.
And then he could go home.
Right.
But crap happened.
Yeah. And it was like... That was when they introduced What's-His-Face being in the League of Assassins. It's like, that's my mate. That's very convenient. Exactly 5 years later, even though League of Assassins has been a thing for a while. I don't know. The storytelling was very convenient. Anyway, regardless, he's probably going to be somebody from Russia. Constantine, whatever his face is, probably isn't dead, even though that's what he joined the Brat for. Maybe it's frickin' Malcolm Merlin. Who knows?
I thought that too. It was honestly when they first. I was like Malcolm, and then I'm like, that's not Malcolm. Never mind. But
or that.
Where did Malcolm Merlin go? I don't even remember what he did at the end of season 4.
Neither do I. Maybe he ran.
I don't know. I know.
Did he?
No, he didn't die. At least I don't think so. He's gonna be in.
Right. Well, so is Dark.
He's dead. That's why I said, never mind. He could be dead for all I know. I don't remember.
I don't remember what happened.
I should have done like a recap myself of like
everything. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a hand, so he's kind of useless. But I don't know.
I mean, they got stuff. He can.
Right, he has that stupid weird metal hand thing now.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, yeah. Any more speculation you want to do?
I don't think so. I don't think I have anything.
Okay. So yeah, there was only 2 shows this week. Supergirl and Legends are back next week, so we'll have 4. So instead of 48 minutes, and with Michael here, it'll be like an hour and a half. For audio listeners, that's us clapping to signify the end of the episode.
Not really. I was just like, whoop. I don't know.
Because we noticed that. I'll tell you later. It's not important to the thing.
Okay.
So yeah. Thank you for listening or watching if you're watching this on YouTube. Yeah. I'm good at this. I'm great at this. Thanks for listening. Comment on whatever thing you're on. Or if you want to message me on Twitter at RealShadeFrost. Don't ask. Or comment on YouTube here on YouTube. Let us know what you thought. What we did wrong, said wrong, if we made mistakes.
There's probably a lot of things.
Didn't correct ourselves.
There's probably a lot of things, so I'm gonna apologize in advance.
Right. If you guys are more comic book nerds, better comic book nerds than we are, by all means, tell us about how much of a casual filth we are. Filthy. If I told you the story about filthy casuals,
I did.
It's pretty great. Anyway, that's a story for later.
Right.
If we're filthy casuals, be sure to let us know. And let us know your speculations on the shows and everything else. What you think is going to happen in The Flash. Why Reverse Flash lost his beard. If you think Diggle is going to become the Green Arrow. And Green Lantern.
Apparently his son becomes the Green Arrow. But
right. Even though he has a daughter, not a son, currently.
He can have another... Lila can have another kid?
True. I got real confused for a second because we know Lila in real life. And I'm like, yeah, but right, Diggle's wife is, yeah. Anyway.
Either way, whatever.
Right, let us know your speculations on what you think are going to happen. If you think Tobias Church is lame, or if you know something that we don't about his backstory and what's going to happen with him. Maybe he has some mind control powers or something, I don't know.
Maybe.
And what you think is going to happen on that. So yeah, let us know. And tune in next week whenever this gets posted. And I'll probably just regardless post it on Sunday. If we do it on Fridays or Saturdays or Sunday afternoons or whatever, regardless, just post it on Sunday. Just so that it's consistently on the same day. So yeah. Join us next week for the conversation. Yeah. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.